Good fucking afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How the fuck are you? I'm Cody Kiss. It's nice to fucking meet you. How you doing, boys, girls? I know it's only been a day. Whoa, you're saying, what the hell? Cody's fucking putting it on right after the other one? Hell yeah, I am. I feel like I didn't give you the proper energy and love and attention you need fucking yesterday. Because I didn't have these motherfuckers. Didn't have nothing. I was just chilling here, hoping for the goddamn best. But here we are today. We got some motherfucking zins. I don't blame the zins at all. Because I haven't had a zin in like an hour or something. I feel fine. It's just hard to put ideas together sometimes, and these help. Like yesterday, it was a little clunky off to the start. Right now, I think we got it. I think we're chilling. I've been preparing for this all day. Some days I just wake up and I'm like, alright, it's a podcast day. We prepare, we fucking think about it all day. We think about things we could say or how we could say things, and ooh, this idea seems cool. And then we just blast off and see where the fuck we go with it. What the fuck happened? There it is. Yeah, yesterday was a pretty clunky start. That's why I named it Bumpy. Because it was a bumpy and rocky start to the goddamn podcast. But today, we're going to start off, well, I guess we'll just say, I've got 2 hours left on that book I've been reading about Dr. Gabor Mate. And I'm going to finish it tomorrow. But it's made me realize that the people he's like mainly talking about are people who have been addicted for 20, 30, 40 years. And when I said I was an alcohol addict yesterday, I have those tendencies, I think. I think that's more closely to what I was trying to get at. I put more thought and consideration into it because I don't necessarily think I can, I can't, as a 21-year-old person. Also, what is today? Let's check. It's the 11th. In exactly 3 weeks and 1 day, I'm going to be fucking 21, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, I don't think as a 21-year-old man I have the right to say that I'm like this 30, 40, 50-year alcoholic. But I have those alcoholic-like tendencies, and I've realized them inside of myself. If I overindulge, I can't control myself, and I go way too hard to the point where I just don't stop. And then I'm just like blacked out. Sometimes I wake up and I fucking just keep drinking because I'm already drunk. I'm like, well, might as well keep the party going. I got nothing better to do today. And then I drink all day long. It's so dumb. And I know I shouldn't be doing it, but it's just so goddamn fun. And that's how an alcoholic starts. That is exactly how it starts. And I have those fucking tendencies within me. And that's why I'm trying to fucking get a wrangle on them and get a fucking hold on those motherfuckers before it even starts. I'm still dirty and sweaty and gross. I just ran like 4 miles. I'm disgusting. And I need to shower, but I had to do this first. And wash the dishes, and then I'm going to shower. And then me and Cheese are going to go to Mason, and I'm excited because I get to see my nephew today. I love that little motherfucker. And hopefully my nieces too. I hope they're home, but I'm not sure. We're just going to have to fucking go and see what kind of surprise we walk into. I'm just glad Cheese wants to go, because I've been wanting to go there all week, and I just didn't. I don't know why. It was kind of a busy week. I've been really focusing because, and I'm going to say this right goddamn now, and there's no if. I'm going to stop fucking drinking for at least, let's give ourselves a time. Let's give ourselves a time. That way we have a concrete time. That way we could test ourselves. Let's say till the end of August. I think that's a good amount of time. Till the end of August. So August 31st, well, September 1st, all right? And I'm going to put it on the podcast. That way I have to hold myself accountable. And if anybody sees me doing something stupid, who watches this motherfucker, call me out. And that's why I said don't say if, because I'm going to say I'm going to do it. Because if I say if or maybe or what if or whatever the fuck, all these open-ended fucking objectives, no, we're doing it. We have to do it. No drinking until September 1st. Alright? I'm going to smoke weed. I'm going to fucking use nicotine. But I'm not going to be drinking. Just because I realize I have those addictive tendencies towards everything. A lot of us do. We all have those same circuits that cause addiction. And to look down on somebody with an addiction is fucking not only ignorant, but it's just fucking sad. Not for the person who's addicted, but for the person who's looking down on them. The fact that you think you're better than another person, that you can look down on them, that's fucked up. You shouldn't be doing that. I don't care if you're the goddamn president of Earth in fucking 2045. You better not be looking down on a single soul. Because we're all fucking human beings. And we all deserve the love and respect. No matter what. We fucking deserve to be loved and treated with care. And everybody does. And we don't treat these people with love and respect that they deserve. They have some fucked up fucking backgrounds. That's why addiction happens. Everybody has those circuits. Somebody can go and try heroin or coke. They could never get addicted. They could try it one time and be like, no, I liked it, but I don't want to fuck with it anymore, and just give it up right on the spot. And then another person come along, they could try that same substance, it could be the same batch, same fucking amount, same everything. It's just a different person, and they become addicted, not because of genetics. Well, it is genetics, but the problem is, this is really cool. He explained this better than I ever have before, so I know I've said it something like this before. Hold on, I've got the hiccups. But I'm going to say it again in the way that he worded it because it's so much better than anything I could ever say out of my mouth. Dr. Bormate says that. So basically, essentially, I'm going to summarize it because I can't reword it word for word. But essentially what he was saying was that the reason that... So if you look at a banana or our ancestors, like the monkeys, or you look at plants, they all have more genes than we do. They have way more genes than we do. We're the most complex creature on this fucking planet, and our genes are like nothing compared to everything else. And the reason for that is because of epigenetics. Our genes mutate responding to our environment. We are born with a certain set of genes, yes. But then, like I was saying yesterday, because we are still developing outside of the womb, I'm going to bring up the same example. If you look at a baby deer, as soon as it's born, it can't walk, and baby deer is probably a bad example. Let's use a baby elephant. Baby elephant is walking. Oops. Just give me a second. Hiccups. So a baby elephant is walking 2 years, or its gestation period in the womb is 2 years, and then it is born. It is walking immediately. It's following the tribe around. It can do what it needs to do as an elephant already. We're born. We're completely helpless. We're fucking dead if we don't have our parents. The reason for that is our brain and our genes are still developing. And our genes will change depending on the environment. And it starts within the womb. It starts in the womb to where, let's say your mother is under extreme stress, or you're not getting, or something's going on within the womb, and you can feel it. The babies feel it, and they are developing from that stimuli. So if it's overly stressed, they might have ADHD because they're going to respond. Their ADHD is essentially more dopamine, which is more motivation chemical. So, which is converted to adrenaline, and that's where the energy comes from. So not only do you have more motivation, you have more energy to seek that motivation. So maybe your body's responding to a shitty upbringing outside of the womb. Maybe an alcoholic father or an abusive mother, whatever it may be. Your brain, let's say ADHD, for example, you develop ADHD because your brain knows it's going to need more motivation and more energy to get out of this situation than it would. Jesus Christ. I hate when I get the hiccups. Than would normally. And so it responds to that, changes the genes, and essentially gives that evolutionary adaptation to the individual. And that's where addiction comes from. That gene isn't an alcoholic gene or a coke addict gene. It's none of that nonsense. It's a sensitivity gene, and that gene responds to its environment. And if you are undergoing extreme trauma and extreme pain as a young child, which most addicts, not the majority of addicts have, they've either been abused or raped or beaten or something fucked up, alright? And so their response to their environment is to dull that pain. And so there's three responses that a human has. Fight or flight is the first two. We're only taught about those two because that's what an adult human uses. We can fight or we can flee the situation. But what they don't tell me is we also have the ability, what they don't tell you is they also have the ability to tune out. That's what babies choose to do because they can't run and they can't fight. So they choose to tune out. And that's why babies might be unresponsive and kids might not listen when they're supposed to. They could literally be tuning out of their entire environment to where they're not listening to anything. And everything is just like a blah to them. They don't care. They don't give a fuck about any of it but what's in their awareness because that's what they needed to survive. But then as you grow older, those adaptations don't serve you well, but you still feel that intense pain and you still have those same circuits, and that's when you start picking up substances, and then you fall down that rabbit hole. And I fell down that rabbit hole myself with pills and shit. That's why I know I have those circuits in my brain and I have those tendencies. And that's why I'm trying to get ahead of this alcohol shit, because I do not want to be dependent on alcohol. That shit scares the fuck out of me. I know I can drink a lot. It can be fun. It's not fun most of the time. That's where we lie to ourselves. And one response to that, or one thing I've been doing more of in response to that, is what I should say. Sorry, I'm formulating a sentence in real time. It's not easy. Let me get another drink and another puff, and then we'll continue. I've been meditating more. And I did a kind of little pity meditation. It was probably like 7 minutes before I started this thing. It's not really pity. It's not really the time you do it. You could do a 5-minute meditation if you really wanted to. But it's better to sit there for longer if you have a brain like I do. Because my brain, another thing Dr. Gabor Mate made me realize is you're not addicted. Most addicts aren't addicted to the outside substance itself. They're addicted to their own brain chemicals. So you're deprived in dopamine as a child, or you're deprived in oxytocin, which is the love chemical, as a child. And so heroin addicts are deprived of oxytocin. And then ADHD and stimulant addicts are deprived of dopamine. And so we go after these certain substances to fill that void, as a lot of people say, using the substances. A lot of people who use heroin, I want to say, describe it as like a warm hug. Or there was a guy who described it as a warm, wet blanket, referring to the womb. Like, they're just not getting enough love and attention as a child. And it's really sad, bruh. And it's like, instead of helping these children or giving them the behavioral skills or the tools they need to fix themselves, they just fucking demonize their substance and they lock them away in a cage in the same environment they more than likely grew up in. A hostile environment with hostile people you can't trust. And that's where these fucking original circuits came from. And that's my whole thing with the war on drugs. Is I understand a lot of these substances, if abused, can be very harmful and very detrimental to one's health or to other people, depending on the substance. But this 60-year war on drugs has never worked. Listen, actually, let me reframe that, because I was thinking about this at work. There's two options. Either the war on drugs didn't work because it's out to do exactly what it says it's going to do. It's trying to eradicate all substances. It's trying to stop all people from using drugs. It's trying to stop all addictions. Okay, fine. Let's say that is the main objective of the war on drugs. It's never going to fucking happen. So of course it's going to fail. Because one, you can't get rid of all drugs. If people want something, they're going to get it. Look at fucking alcohol in the 1920s during Prohibition. If tobacco, like cigarettes, nicotine pouches, all that stuff became a Schedule 1 substance like all these other substances had become in the 70s, then there would be an underground market for tobacco, and it'd be the same with cocaine. They'd have guns, they'd be defending their product, it'd be the same exact way. If people want something, they're going to have it. It's going to, look at all these private zoos that all these fucking millionaires have and shit. You think these fucking animals want to be in cages and want to be gawked at by this fucking retard that, I mean, not all of them are retarded. Not all fucking rich people are retarded, but some people are just fucking retarded and they got to a high position through luck. Fine. But you think they want to be gawked at by these fucking, by these people and shit? Like, no, they want to be out in the wild. You've got a fucking tiger. Something that's genes and evolutionary path was to murder things and to hunt, and that's why it's this big pound. And this is Joe Rogan saying, not mine. I heard it on a Joe Rogan podcast, but he says you've got this giant tiger, this 600, 700 fucking 1 ton pound animal, however big this tiger is. It's made to kill things. It's made to run hundreds of miles. It's made to do fucking incredible things, and you put it in this little box, you throw it cold meat on a fucking platter, you don't let it hunt anything, it's getting looked in the eye. If you looked a tiger in the eye in the past, you're fucking dead. There's no fucking winning that situation. You're looking a tiger in the fucking face. You're gone. And so, my point was, the war on drugs was never, okay, I remember. So that was never going to work. And not only that, there's never been a drug-free society once in human history. We've always used something, some sort of substance, whether it be for medicine, for recreational use, for whatever it may be, we've always used something. All right? That's just a myth. There's never been a drug-free society. So that's never going to work. Plus, we poured $100 billion every year. $100 billion every single year of our tax-paying dollars. Let me tell you that. This is money coming out of our pockets every year. $100 billion to fucking fund this war on drugs that has only gotten worse in the 70 years it's been going on. Okay? And then there's another option. Let's say it was for money, and people are filling their pockets with this war. And not just this war, but many other wars, because the entire reason these substances were demonized and became illegal in the first place was because of war and the and the Civil War movement, the Civil Rights movement. And then the Mexican, the immigration movement. All these, the civil rights, anti-war, and immigration. What all three of these things do they have in common? Drugs. They were all using substances. And so they demonized their substances and got them put in a jail. And that's why crack was demonized 100 times to 1 to cocaine, even though crack and cocaine are the exact same substance. It's just one is snorted, one is smoked. That's it. That's the only difference. They're the exact same thing. But poor black people do crack and rich white people do cocaine. That's the entire reason. So, they're making all this money. People are making $100 billion a year going somewhere. Going into somebody's pockets, whoever it may be. So let's say this campaign was for money. If it was for money, then this is the most successful campaign they've ever run. This is like, come on now. Now look at those two options. Either it was the most shittiest campaign they've ever tried, or what's more likely is it's the most successful because they've robbed. Not only have they fucking demonized the substances itself, let me ask you a question. Where do they put all these substances? You think they just fucking burn them, or they fucking put them in these secure vaults? No. Their vaults are going to get full because they're confiscating so much substances every year. So they're going to have to redistribute it back into the market somewhere, so they set up these fake fucking sales, and they fucking actually sell substances or give money. The cops have, LAPD has willingly and knowingly smuggled guns across the border to Mexico because they're not checking people going in. They're checking people coming into the USA. And so, I don't know what my point was. I think my point was that they're going for money. And this has never helped anybody. So they're just throwing, the prison industrial complex was what I was going to talk about. They're throwing people in cages. They're essentially what the government is telling us is, if you're not going to conform to our laws and to the way we want you to live socially, then we're going to take all your rights away, and you're going to fucking make money for us regardless. And we're going to put you in a cage, you're going to do a job, and you're going to have to do these certain things, or you're not going to fucking be in our society. That's essentially what they're saying. That is undemocratic. That is un-American. That is some communist shit. We're supposed to be free-thinking Americans. We're supposed to be free. We're supposed to have the right to do whatever we want, as long as it doesn't infringe on the rights of others. And so, what the fuck are we doing? And the fact of the matter is, and my dad and I talk about this all the time, those fucking government employees are our employees. The people's employees. We pay their fucking salaries through our taxes. They don't do a goddamn thing. These public fucking servants and these pieces of shit that want to say they're going to help us, they don't do anything. All they do is dick around, look pretty, and they get our money for that. They're not helping. If they were doing what they were supposed, some of them, I'll give them credit. Some of them are doing the job they're supposed to be doing. But some of them aren't. And, a lot of them aren't. But I'm going to get back to my main point of what else I'm doing to curb these tendencies is I'm trying to meditate more. What's crazy about meditation is if you sit there, I'm going to just check how far we are into this thing, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, we're doing good. See, you can get into a groove, it just fucking cruises, and you don't have to worry about shit. But meditation, it's almost like a dreamlike state. And so you're just essentially, if you've never meditated before, essentially you're just sitting there and thoughts are going to come into your brain, and your main objective is to just look at the thoughts. Don't try to fucking turn yourself into these thoughts. Don't try to question them. Don't try to push them down if you're uncomfortable with them. You're just looking at them until they go away. And you keep doing that. That's what mindfulness meditation is. You're just looking at your thoughts. And through this practice, and through being in the present moment with your thoughts, it gives you spaces in between your thoughts. If I'll say it like that. I mean, it's hard to describe it, but it's essentially like spaces between your thoughts that you didn't have before. Because, like, I used to meditate every day. I stopped doing it for a little while, and then it was checkered and scattered, but I need to get back to doing it every day. But when I was doing it every day, before then, and before I ever had any, like, psychedelic experiences, my thoughts were all just mashed together. It was like I was yesterday, basically, all the time. Like, except I couldn't bring myself, even in that state I was yesterday, I could not bring myself into a state where I could formulate sentences. Well, I could formulate sentences, obviously, but I couldn't hear other people. And I've said that before. I think I said that yesterday, too. It's like my other analogy, my own analogy for it is like, your thought, or let's say somebody's trying to talk to you. Let's say, hey, bruh. That was weird if somebody's trying to talk to you. Let's figure something else. Okay, so you're talking to a guy at work, and you're like, hey, how are you doing today? And this person's not responding. Like, they're completely ignoring you. So let's get into the brain of that person, all right? So let's say their brain is the ocean, and your question was like a glass of water. And you take this glass of water, and you're pouring it into that ocean of thoughts. Their brain's an ocean of thoughts. And in my brain and a lot of other people's brains, the thoughts were so pushed together and so frequent. And there's so many. It's like a thunderstorm in the ocean. It's like everything is like, you just can't hear shit. Like, it's so loud. And through meditation's like the storm passing. Or if you know how to use psychedelics, I'm not advocating it because it's a very touchy substance. You shouldn't just be doing it all willy-nilly. But essentially what these practices are is the storm going away. And you're able to hear things again. And you're able to see things again. And you're able to make your own conscious decisions and thoughts. And all of us suffer from this now because everybody's trying to escape the present moment. We're all trying to do it. And that's what I meant by everybody's an addict and everybody's addicted to something. Our brain's constantly uncomfortable with the here and now. This is literally all we have. It's like the here and now is all we got. There's nothing. The past is just a memory trace now. The future is just an imagined moment from right now. All we have is right now. We can't do anything about that. And our mind's constantly trying to get away from that with thoughts and substances and sex and gambling and even stuff like this, or listening to music or working. All of that can be an addiction, and all of that can be used to escape the present moment. What I've been trying to do actually now is use these substances to force me into the present moment. I'm using work to force myself into the present moment. Anytime you feel uncomfortable or unhappy, or you feel that weird feeling inside of you, it's hard to describe. You can't really put words on it. It's just that feeling of like, oh, I don't like this. I need to be doing something. Just sit with that feeling and see where that feeling can take you in your mind. And it's easier said than done because it took me a lot of practice and a lot of work and a lot of effort to get to this place that I'm at now, and I still got lots and lots and lots of work to do. And that's what I've been saying these past few podcasts. I'm still running into problems in my own life. I'm still fucking battling my own brain. Like, there's no 100% complete way out of this fucking thing that we got going on. And I wrote down a note, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what this note says, shall we? That's not it. This is the book, by the way, that I'm reading. Dr. Gabor Mate's In the Realm of Hungry Ghosts. You should go and read all his books. They're fucking amazing. Hold on. I need to check the stock market real quick because it was tanking the last time I looked at it. Sheesh. It tanked a lot today. They said this stock was supposed to go up. I almost lost all of it. That's crazy. If I lose this next 5 cents tomorrow, I'm going to have to fucking get rid of that shit. I don't know, man. I don't know if I should hold it or fucking get rid, or you know what? Hold on. I'm going to text JJ Wickman. He started a podcast too. Go and take a look at this man's podcast. He's a good podcaster. I'll text him after, actually. We're going to go and look at this note that I put in my phone. We got it. It's right here. Oh, yes. So, this idea that Dr. Gabor Mate fucking brought up is that drugs, money, technology have replaced our relationship for hunter-gatherer drive. So, what he essentially meant by that was, well, I guess that's not what he said. That's just the note I wrote, okay? I had to read it out loud. But essentially what he was meaning was all these things in our modern-day society are just helping us to escape the present moment. Our phone, our TV, and all these things replaced what we had in the past, which was our family, our friends, our grandpas, grandmas, uncles, aunts, all these family members and tribal members we used to be around. Humans used to be a tribe of like 50 people, or 50 to 100 people, and we would all live in this tribe together forever, and we'd grow up there, and we'd raise our kids there, and then their kids would raise there, and the cycle would continue. And we don't have any of that anymore. And so essentially what Gabor Mate is saying is that the drugs, money, and technology, all this stuff, have replaced those relationships. And so they're like a false identification with the love that we need. We need a lot of love as humans. Love is like the main driving force of the universe. I've been saying this for how long? I believe love is everything. I think love is... God is love. whatever God is, whatever that energy is, I think it's the same as love, because everything is love, and you can love everything if you just try. If you get rid of your own biases, your own angers, all your own bullshit, and you uncover that deepest part of yourself, you realize that everything is the same, and we're all just living different lives on this existence, on this planet. And I think that love is what's supposed to be there, and we're supposed to gain love. Even if your parents did love you, maybe they didn't show it because they were working all the time, or you were in school all the time with these random people. You didn't. As a kid, we don't understand why we have to go to school. That's why we hate it so much, because it's essentially like our parents are giving us away. It's like, why are you giving me away, dude? You just had me. Now you're giving me this other person to make me learn from. And, like, what are we doing here? I don't know this person. But then you learn to love your teachers, and you develop a relationship with them, and it's not so bad. But kids don't understand all that. And it makes me feel bad. I'm trying to get to a point. Hold on. I'm trying to get to a point where I'm like the best father I can be to my children. And I'm so grateful for my sister and my brother-in-law and my nieces and nephews for giving me the opportunity to work through all my bullshit before I have my own kids, because if I just had my kids now, I'd have to deal with so much shit. I'd pass on so much nonsense to them. Just so much shit that shouldn't be in a child's head. I have that shit in my head because I was a fucked up child. And I'm trying to get that shit out of there before I have kids so that I can raise them in the best way possible. And all this stuff that I've been learning, all the stuff that I've been gathering, even this, like everything I do is for the future children of this planet. That's my main goal. I don't care who the fuck learns from this, as long as I can help at least my nieces and nephews. That's all I want to help. Maybe this is a video diet for them. I don't know. I don't know what this is for. I just felt like I needed to do it one day. And I want to educate people, and I want to help people, and I want to see people do their best, and I want to see them succeed. I want to see them succeed in whatever manner they think is success. Success is different in everybody's head. To the drug addict, success is fucking scoring on the street and going to shoot up on fucking goddamn Skid Row, wherever the fuck you go shoot up at. But I just want to see everybody be happy and be successful in this world. And you know what? I'm going to ask ChatGPT something. Do you think world peace is possible? No, I want to ask ChatGPT 4. Do you think peace on earth is possible? Let's see what. Peace on earth is a noble aspiration. While it might feel like a distant utopia, it's not entirely out of reach. Achieving global peace requires a collective effort from individuals, communities, and nations. Here are a few thoughts that might inspire some optimism. Education and awareness. Promoting education and cultural awareness can foster understanding and empathy among diverse groups. When people learn about each other's history and struggles, it often leads to greater compassion and cooperation. Conflict resolution. Investing in diplomatic and peaceful conflict resolution strategies can prevent wars and reduce violence. Skilled negotiators and peacekeeping missions play a crucial role here. Economic equity. Addressing the root cause of conflicts such as poverty and inequality can reduce tension. Fair distribution of resources and opportunities can lead to a more harmonious world. That's a bit like communism. I don't like that idea, but environmental stewardship. Taking care of our planet is a shared responsibility. Environmental degradation can lead to resource scarcity, which in turn can cause conflict. Sustainable practices can ensure that future generations inherit... Sorry, I gotta reread this. Environmental degradation can lead to resource scarcity, which in turn can cause conflicts. Sustainable practices can ensure that future generations inherit a livable world. Technological advancements, innovations in technology can bridge gaps between cultures and provide platforms for dialogue and understanding. Social media, for instance, has the power to unite people across continents. Personal responsibility. Peace begins with each individual. Acts of kindness, forgiveness, and understanding in our daily lives can ripple outwards, creating a more peaceful society. I like that one. While the journey to global peace is undoubtedly complex and fraught with challenges, every small step counts. It's like planting a seed of hope, one conversation, one act of kindness at a time. So while it may seem idealistic, striving for peace is certainly a goal worth pursuing. I like that answer, GPT. I like that answer. I'm gonna save this real quick. And we're gonna post it on Snapchat. Alright. We're just gonna save it. And then I'll post it when I'm done. Save the photos. Bet. So yeah. World peace is an option, and it is possible. You heard it here from the world's supercomputer. So that means what I've been saying this entire fucking time that I started this podcast. We all gotta keep working on our bullshit. We all gotta love each other. We all gotta spread that shit around. Spread it like shit on the wall. Just We're almost done here. What else? What are our final thoughts here? Let me just take a big thinker. This is episode 97. 100's coming up. I think Blair and Chance are going to be on it. I'm not sure yet. We might have costumes. We might not. We got to get on top of that shit now if we're going to, though. And whoever's been listening this entire time to all 100 episodes, if you made it this far, even if you just started listening, whoever you are, whoever listens to this, I fucking love you, man. Thank you. I just got a dream. I'm a man with a dream. I don't know exactly what that dream is, but I got hella ideas. Maybe one of these podcasts I'll lay all these ideas out. It's an elaborate dream, and it sounds like a distant fantasy. I swear to God it does. Sounds like it could never happen, but Elon Musk has showed me anything's possible. If he can run SpaceX, a fucking space program, he's running a car program, he's running a tunneling program, and he's running a brain microchip program. If this motherfucker can do all this at once, so can I. I don't want to do all the things he's doing. I got my own ideas, but I need money. That's why I keep working every day. Keep investing in stocks. I'm trying to get better with money, more financially smart. I'm trying to work on myself at every aspect. I'm not the best with money, and I'm probably one of the worst with it, actually. I'm probably not one of the worst, but I'm pretty bad with it. Just because my parents never taught me how to manage money or invest in stocks or save it up or none of that shit. They just taught me how to spend it, really. But I don't blame them for that. They gave me what they had. That's the thing. That's what I'll leave with. Where are we at? We're at 39 minutes. Perfect. So what we'll leave with is, if you had a fucked up childhood like I did, and you're blaming your parents, or you're blaming whoever was around you, or you're blaming everything else, leave it alone. I understand that's like, oh, what? Fuck this guy, but everybody did their best. You got what you got. We can't pick the hands of cards we're given. We just have to play with them. And if we lose, we get back up and we keep playing this fucking game till we win. That's the only thing you can fucking do, man. Because if you take that L and you don't fucking use it as like a seed of knowledge to fucking propel yourself forward and grow into something better, then what the fuck are we doing here? What are we doing? We're just wasting time. We're fucking sitting around jerking off all the time, fucking smoking crack, eating chips, whatever the fuck we're doing, when we could be improving as people and as a society. It starts with us. It starts with me, and it starts with you. Every single person has the opportunity and the fucking potential to be something. It's just how much effort are you willing to put in? Not just to that dream, but to everything. You have to, if you have a dream in your life, you can't just put all that effort into the dream, because what about the need to eat? What about the need to take care of your family? What about the need to work out and take care of your health? Like, you need to prioritize everything and make it all worthwhile. Make it all what you want it to be. Because if you're not doing that, then you're gonna regret it. I'm not a prophesizer. I can't see the future, but something in me is telling me that if you don't put your 100% effort into everything you do, and you don't have a creative outlet like this, I don't care what it is, go and fucking do something. Go and draw. Go and fucking do music. Go and fucking write. Go and fucking record a podcast. Start one. I don't care if it's the most dog-ass podcast on the planet. Start something. Do something creative with your mind. That way your spirit can come out. Because that's where creativity is, where the fucking soul lies. You have to fucking make something. Create something. Put your own twist and your own identity, and you have to be authentic. You have to put your own fucking signature on whatever you're making. It can't be like this other guy. It can't be like this guy. Trust me, when I started, I wanted to be like Joe Rogan. I wanted to be that motherfucker. He's got the biggest podcast on the planet. Why wouldn't I be? He's got a loving family, loving wife, kids. He's got everything he needs. He knows jujitsu. He's fucking jacked at 60. He's fucking an awesome dude. But I can't be Joe Rogan. And I shouldn't want to be Joe Rogan. I want to be myself. Because nobody's me. I'm me. Nobody's you. You're you. So be the best you. Nobody can match that. If you be the best version of yourself, nobody can be that. You shouldn't be comparing to anybody. I'm not going to lie, my ass is a little itchy and I have to itch it. But you can't compare yourself to everybody if you're being the authentic version of yourself, because nobody can be that. And I'm saying this for myself too, because I still get jealousy. I still feel like, oh, I wish I had that. Or I get mad. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that he did that. When in reality, it's just shit that your own psyche and your own ego is pissed off about yourself, because you're not fucking putting in the effort to be something better. We all have the fire in us. It may be a little spark. School fucking drains it out. It tries to fucking snuff that fire. But we all have it. And we all have the creative ability. We should be looking for a profession. The difference between a career and a profession. A career is something where you move up. And you get, oh, I got this job. Now I'm going to get this promotion. I got this promotion. Now I'm the CEO. And now I'm this. That's what a career is. A profession is something you love. You should be focusing on your profession. A career is just temporary. A career is something you get just so that you can work on your profession on the side, and hopefully one day, I mean, it's not guaranteed, you could put every single ounce of your being into your profession and it could not take off. That's the risk. But I'm going to tell you what. I'd rather take that risk than take this fucking risk of working at some fucking place that I already don't like. Like I've said many times, I love Winnebago. It's a great place to be. And if I stayed there my entire life, I'd be just fine. Financially. But psychologically and spiritually, I see how people are there. And they're bitter and they're sad. And I can tell they're unhappy. They don't want to be there. Everybody hates it. And that's how most people feel in our society. And they just accept it as normal. Like, oh, this is just a normal way to feel. I feel like shit. No. We don't have to feel that way. We can feel good. That's what I'm striving for, is to feel good. I just want to feel the best. I want to feel the best version of me. That's what I'm working on. I'm not the strongest motherfucker. I'm not the fastest. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the best. I'm nothing. You want to fucking look at Universal scale, I'm just a blip in the fucking map. I'm absolutely nothing. But with the time I'm given and this body that I'm given and the breath, every single fucking breath throughout my body, the blood coursing through my veins, I feel alive and I want to do something with it. And I feel like everybody should. That's why I keep doing this shit, man. I don't care if nobody listens to it. I'm gonna do it till I fucking die. Because I want people to wake up. I woke up. I was asleep my entire life. I felt this crippling fucking depression and anxiety, and I wanted to die. I wanted to kill myself because of it. But listen to me. Listen to me, please. There's a way out. There's a way for that happiness. You don't have to feel that weight of all the fucking anxiety and depression and responsibilities and all this bullshit we have as being human. We don't have to feel it like this. It's gonna be here, of course. It's never gonna go away. But you don't have to take it with all this weight. You don't have to take it with all the stress and all the bullshit tied to it. And I know I went way past 40 minutes now, but now I'm in a state of passion, man. I want people to feel good. That's all I want. I could cry sitting here and think about it. Call me a pussy, call me whatever you want. I just want people to feel their best. And sometimes I get in this bout. Sometimes I get angry to people. Sometimes because that's what I'm focused on for myself, is to feel the best. And yeah, alcohol can make me feel good, but it doesn't make me feel my best, and that's the problem. It makes me feel good temporarily. And then I get mad at people like Chance or my dad for telling me to stop drinking so much. And then I'm like, oh, well, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel great. Why can't I do it? It's because it's temporary. We need to stop chasing all these temporary things, man. And I'm speaking to myself just as much as I'm speaking to this goddamn camera. Maybe more to myself than this camera. We need to fucking be better. We need to fucking strive for greatness. As humans, and as a population, as a society, as a fucking culture. Look at the... I'm gonna take a picture. I'm not gonna touch them. I'm not gonna touch the camera, but I'm gonna get the goddamn picture. Look at that goddamn son of a bitch. Look at that motherfucking flag, motherfucker. We're in the land of the goddamn free, everybody. What are you gonna do with it? Huh? You gonna lay back? You gonna let it waste away? If you're not in the land of the free, man, if I become successful and you're a good person, I'll get you here. I'll help fucking advocate for you. I want everybody to live their best life, to be their best self, and to just do everything in the grace of God, whatever that may be to you. Whatever a higher power. Don't worship these stupid things like celebrities and TVs and fucking bullshit. Worship something higher than you and higher than everything. And maybe it's not a traditional God, but just worship something. Worship something higher than you. Worship nature. Worship the ocean. Worship mountains. Worship the sky. All the stars. Worship something. We all need something to humble us. To make us feel like we're nothing. Even though we are something. In this blip of time, we are something, and we're here, and we're breathing. That's breath, motherfucker. It may stink, I don't know, but we're breathing. Let's see what we got. I'm probably gonna end this, motherfucker. And I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my rant, my rave, and whoever's stuck with me this far, bruh, I got something coming forever fucking sticks with me. If I can get this thing taken off. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what taking off means. What does that mean for me? I don't know. I just want to become successful at it. And I don't know what that means either. It's all subjective. That's all we could do. We just keep doing it, see what happens, right? I don't know, man. I love you guys. Bye.